Dares to Dream, I like to inspire and motivate adults to dream again. Because as we go through life and take on our different roles and responsibilities, we tend to put our dreams on the back burner. And my goal here at Dawn Dares to Dream is to help you pick those dreams back up and to pursue them again. Now, I want you to understand, I started Dawn Dares to Dream because I wanted to relay my message and my heart and my feelings across to whomever would listen. It can be difficult getting your closest family and friends to understand the way that you believe and when you try to express it and share it. So this was like my backdoor way into letting everybody know. Now, I may have lost some viewers as a result of that because they don't agree, and that's fine. I am definitely a proponent of everyone having their own thoughts, their own process, their own mindset that works for them. Your religion works for you, you keep that. No one's telling you to get rid of that. Whatever it is that works for you, continue to use it. I'm just saying that sprinkle some of this other information on it, this personal development information that I'm providing you, and see where your life takes you and how you take off personally. Always remember, we are in control of how we see our environment. I don't care what everyone says it looks like or everyone says it is. We are in control of how we choose to perceive the environment. Hey dreamers, welcome back. And thank you to all the new dreamers who stopped by Dawn Dares to Dream today to see what we're all about. Well, we are still on the series, You Have the Power to Change Your Life. And what I'm doing is I'm going through different sections of my life, showing you how I made choices that impacted my life in a positive way that got me to where I am today. And the point to all of this is I want you to know is that you always have a choice in everything that we do. Even when it appears that we have no choice, we still have a choice. Because say you don't believe you have a choice in the middle of the circumstance, you have a choice about how you deal with it. So there's still a choice. Even when it's all said and done and it's over and you feel like every choice was made for you, you have a choice on how you are going to deal with it. How are you going to function with the change or the thing that happened to you in your life? What are you going to do to get over it, to get past it, so that you can move on to living your goals and your dreams? And remember, if you have not subscribed to my channel, that red rectangular button that says subscribe down there, click on that and you'll be subscribed to my channel. So let's go ahead and just dive right into today's topic. So at this point, we're talking about after my diagnosis, because the last video was all about when I was in college up until I got diagnosed and the choices that I made there. Now, here in my life, I totally feel empowered to do and say and be what I want, go where I want. I just feel super empowered, and that's because I'm medicated. I'm going to a psychiatrist, and I'm getting it together, Now, during this phase, I had just moved to Texas because if you watched my bipolar journey, I gave you that video up there last time. If you watched that video, you know that, I ended up coming to Texas because I was getting evicted. And for more details, you go see that video. I'm going to put it up here at the end, my bipolar journey. But now I'm here in Texas, I'm living with my dad, and I'm really putting the law of attraction into practice. And my mood, remember, is a lot more stable, guys, because I am taking my meds. I'm about it. I'm believing, and life is really moving on. Now, I'm just waiting tables. I really don't have this glamorous job where I'm making all this money or anything. Still haven't graduated from college. I think I have enrolled in college here in Texas at this point. Because I like to joke around with people who know me and tell them I have enough college credits that I should have a master's, but I have no degree. Literally, I have a lot of college credits. So I came here and I did do some college, face-to-face college here. And then I also did online. And I thought face-to-face would be good because I would get to meet people and that kind of thing. But what I didn't account for is that I'm an older student. Because at this point, I'm 27 years old. So these people in some of these classes I'm taking are 18, 19 years old. They're kids. Now looking back, I'm still a kid in my mind now too. But, they're kids. And so that really didn't work. So I transitioned from doing the in-person thing to doing an online thing. And I've been to a lot of online universities. And with online universities, you really have to be motivated yourself to really get in there and do the work. And if I don't like the course I'm taking, it's kind of difficult to really get in there and do the work. So I wasn't very successful at online courses. But that being said, this was a good transition. I was practicing the law of attraction. As you know, if you've watched any of my law of attraction videos, I talk about during this time, I manifested my car. I was living with my dad, and he had got kind of tired of taking me back and forth, and I realized it, and I needed to get a car, and poof, I manifested a car. And yes, I say manifested it, and I don't just say I went out and bought a car, because I didn't know how to do it. I really didn't initially have the money, and I didn't know where to go, and I didn't know if I should go to a regular dealership. I didn't know new car. I didn't know, and then my credit score wasn't the best. So I wasn't sure about how that would go, but I met a girl at my job who directed me. I never even talked to her at work before. We just happened to chat, and I told her I needed a car, and poof, and she helped me out with that. But the point I'm making here is I made the choice to practice the law of attraction and to bring it along with me, because out of everything that happened back home and, back in Baltimore and prior to moving here to Texas, I was, starting fresh, starting anew. So I was really into doing my law of attraction techniques, because, the law of attraction is always working around us, whether we are trying to make it work or not, right? Because it's just like attracts like. But there are some things that we can do if we are having issues with who we are on the inside to attract those things into our life that we desire. If you would like to learn about that, I have about 3 law of attraction series. I have Activating Law of Attraction Naturally, Law of Attraction for Beginners, and I also have the 10 Keys to Activating Law of Attraction. And so one of those videos will definitely give you some type of instruction on how to use Law of Attraction. Now, the 10 Keys to Activating Law of Attraction also has a workbook that accompanies it. So if you go to the description in this video, down halfway to shop, click on shop, and it'll take you to the website where I do sell my workbooks. I have about 5 workbooks up there, and they all cost $11.11 plus tax. They are a digital download. So we're going to go ahead and just, move on through what life looked like for me after diagnosis. So I'm in a place where I really don't know anyone. I just know my dad, but I'm waiting tables, so I kind of make friends easily. I mean, I'm pretty much outgoing person. And so I ended up, getting my pack, I'll say, and just had people that I had a good time with. Now, I'm a little older than most, so how much of a good time am I feeling okay with having? I really felt like I wanted to move on with my life and wanted to start like adulting, right? But how do I do that? I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I've waited tables for 10 years, and that's how I've supported myself. Didn't really know how to do anything else. But I've told this story previously in another series where I moved from waiting tables to actually working as an admin in a company here in Texas, because a friend of a friend recommended me for her job. And so that kind of pushed me more into the whole adult thing, where I had to get up in the morning and go to work and stop hanging out late at night. And it started me on this path of responsibility. I knew how much money I was bringing in each month, so I could budget. So my life began to kind of take shape. And in that phase is where I meet my son's dad, and I have my son. I transition into working in IT like I do now. And it just literally, life just takes on a new meaning. I'm a mother. And while I was pregnant, I didn't take my medication. Some women have to take their meds while they're pregnant. My issue was I didn't want my medication to adversely impact my fetus. So I just said, I'll just keep going to counseling and everything. You'll monitor me. But I didn't want to take my meds while pregnant. And I didn't. And I was fine. It was almost like being pregnant was my medicine. I slept the best I've ever slept. And literally, I don't go to sleep without my meds. If I don't take them, I don't sleep. Like, I lay in the bed literally and I toss and turn all night. I don't sleep. And so it was refreshing for me. I was like, man, maybe I should be pregnant all the time. The goal was to actually go back and have another child after I had my son. I mean, it was so easy breezy. It was so easy. I mean, even pushing him out, boop, boop, he popped out, like everything was simple. I healed really easily. I was up and about doing stuff. My best friend was here visiting me, and we were all over the city, and she was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I was a little cramped up, but I mean, being pregnant was a very simple thing for me. It was very, very easy. I was afraid. After I thought about it, I said, well, people say no pregnancy is the same. So I was like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have another child because this was so easy. The other pregnancy might just be horrendous. Because I've heard horror stories, and I was a little bit older. I was in my early 30s. And so I wasn't sure how my body was going to really take to the whole pregnancy thing, but it took really well. Now, with studying the law of attraction, it caused me to look within a lot more, to know what was going on with me. What is it that I believed? Do I really love myself? Do I care for myself? And so I did a lot of therapy. I don't know if it was before my son's dad, I met him, or while I was with him. I don't know, but I went through a lot of therapy, and all of that soul searching really helped me to kind of come into my own and understand more of who I am. I can't help it. I am a forgiving person. Now, I don't forget. And do I set boundaries? Yes, I do. But I am a forgiving person by nature. If I value our relationship enough, I'm going to forgive you, and I'm going to set a boundary, and you're going to still be in my life. If I don't value what that relationship meant to me, I'm going to forgive you, but I'm going to set you free and let you go and live your life, and I'm going to live mine, and we'll do that separately. Because you do know that you have a choice. You do not have to allow people in your life who have hurt you just because you forgive them. I do talk about in another series where I talk about forgiveness, the releasing pain, hurt, and trauma. But just because you release the pain and just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that they have to be in your life. If you choose to, they can. You set a boundary because you're going to need a boundary with a person like that. Now, if you don't want the relationship anymore, you don't want to deal with them, then you set them free. I call it, you let them go and live their life, and you live yours. I found it a little bit difficult, though, to continue practicing the principles of the law of attraction, the techniques in creating my life when I met my son's dad, because he didn't necessarily believe the way that I did. So it was like strange, like when he met me, I had little affirmations taped up all over my apartment in different locations, and he could see that I was into something, and he thought it was nice and cute that I was this positive person. But those are my intimate feelings and my intimate thoughts. And it's difficult to share with someone unless you really know for sure that they're 100% in your corner and that they are completely rooting for you. Because when you are creating, I always talk about, and you've heard this from other people, they talk about kind of keeping what you're trying to do to yourself. Well, when you have a mate, that's a little bit difficult to do. So when I really coupled up with him and moved in and everything, I kind of just stopped all the law of attraction stuff. I don't even think I said an affirmation for 5 years. Like, we were together for 5 years, and I don't think I said like one affirmation, wrote one down anywhere, pinned it up anywhere, because those were my intimate feelings and my intimate thoughts, and I did not want daggers thrown at what it is that I was doing. So now what I've learned, and the choice that I'm making in the future, or here now in the present, the choice is to make sure that anyone who's going to be brought into my life believes that they can create their own life, believes in manifesting their own life. They don't technically have to believe in the law of attraction in the term of saying it, but they have to believe in what it stands for. And that's the way they need to be living their life. When you are coupled with a person who doesn't believe the way that you do, somebody's belief system is going to take over. So for us, the belief system of not going to church or not doing anything took over, because I was very strong-willed about that. I wasn't going to church anymore. Now, he was actually going to a church in Houston and wanted me to go. I went one time, but I just told him it's not my thing. But I never shared with him what my thing was and what it was that I was doing and the belief system that I had. So I know now the choice is to always share what it is that I truly believe with the person that I think I'm going to be with. And if they don't believe, I need to move on because I personally am too old to try to change someone into wanting to do and believe what it is that I do. I'm too old for that. I don't want to put all the energy into that because you never know if their change or adjustment to who they are is really real, or are they just doing it to get you, and then they got you for a few years, and then you find out through actions, that this isn't really what they believe. So I choose not to go through that because, again, we have the power to change our lives. And because we have the power to change our lives, I need to be with someone who believes wholeheartedly in that concept and who's going to root for me in everything that it is that I'm doing, and I'm going to do the same. Because we have choices. Choices are powerful. The choices that we make impact our lives in a major way. So make sure that on your journey, I mean, if you're not already coupled up, if you're going in that direction, make sure that your belief system align. It can be difficult when they don't. And what makes it difficult when they don't is when you truly believe in who you are and what you're doing. And that belief system that you've established for yourself, when it's really your core, your base, your everything, it can be a problem when it knocks up against someone else who is saying no, or who's pretending, and then you don't find out till years later. And you've shared so much of yourself and where you're going and what you're doing, and they have really been battling against you doing the things that you want to do, and you have no idea. So they're like secret agents for the other side. So just make sure that you're very careful in who you're picking and who you're choosing to bring into your intimate space. The choice to focus on the law of attraction and its inner workings and myself, right after being diagnosed, was the best thing that I could have ever done, because it planted seeds within me about who I am and what I could be and where I was going. Again, I took a little break, 5-year hiatus from that, but I got back on track. And so what I'm telling you is, we need to pay attention to what it is we're taking our time to do. Because all of those choices are changing our lives. It's time to pay attention to what it is that we truly desire in our life. Because once we open our eyes to what we truly want, then the path reveals itself. Now, there are going to be things that are going to come along the way, but it's up to us, no matter what obstacles come our way, to move them out the way, poof, 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 or find a new route and get back on track to where it is that we want to be. Because someone needs to hear your story, just like someone needed to hear mine. And I'm hoping through all of these YouTube videos that I am making that my story is reaching the individuals who need to hear it. Because again, we have the power to change our lives. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Also, remember, leave a comment down below with any questions that you may have. There is a share button down there with an arrow. Click on that share button. Share this to your social media platform like Facebook. My face is going to be up here in a circle. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, click on my face, select the gray bell, select all. That way you'll be subscribed to my channel and you'll be notified to all the new content that I place up here to YouTube. I'm also going to put my bipolar journey here as well. And on this side, I'm going to put the series, You Have the Power to Change Your Life. And I'm going to put taking full responsibility for your life as well. Go take a look at the taking full responsibility. There are a lot of good examples in there about what that really means and what that looks like. And it's just a guide to show you that once you do take full responsibility for your life, you all the doors that just seem to swing open. I mean, there appears to be opportunity after opportunity that was never there before. The irony is they were always there. We just didn't see it. Anyway, I love hanging out with my dreamers. Have a great day, dreamers.